My name's Jim Burrows. I'm the carpentry teacher here at Heritage High School. This is my 14th year teaching the curriculum, but I've been around the industry for about 30 years. The greatest thing that ever happened to me was my second year of teaching. My wife and I were out somewhere and she met a lady and introduced herself, and the lady said, "Burrows, wait a minute, does your husband teach at Heritage High School?" She said, "Yeah," and she said, "My twins loved his class. They said, you don't learn carpentry in Burrows' class, you learn life." And that has stuck with me ever since.
Mr. Burrows, what hasn't he taught me? I have never come across a teacher that cares more about developing his program, his students, every one of his lessons.
You would walk in there any day and you're seeing him just have a conversation with students to figure out what's going on in their life so that he can make that connection. Well, of course, giving them some life lessons along the way.
None of y'all are average. All of y'all are above average. Okay? So there's careers out there, and the whole goal of the shed competition is that. Long story short, they're going to be in here, okay, starting in January, once a week. Introduce yourself. Tell them, I want to go in construction.
Whether it's personal advice or career advice, school advice, taking that next step and, you know, Mr. Burrows, I really want to do this. What do you think?
I think that's a big part of the culture that is Jim Burrows in his classroom, is this sense of moving people forward, and it's infectious.
The thing they're realizing is the construction industry is old. They're guys like me. They're aging out, they're retiring, okay? Electricians can easily make 6 figures a year.
The construction industry isn't what it once was. It now pays really, really well. You know, and there's facets that go from technological all the way down to the manual labor, driving the nails. I want to be able to educate my kids and find ways to get my kids out into the field so that they can see it, feel it, touch it, and say, this is something I might want to do.
His students will come over to our room and they talk to us as if they are Mr. Burrows. They talk to us as if they're already a professional. Here's what you want. Okay, let me tell you how I could potentially build that. Let me give you a few options without even having to look at their teacher, Mr. Burrows, and say, is this correct? They feel very confident about what they're capable of doing.
And I tell them, it doesn't matter if you want to be a lawyer, a doctor, a ditch digger, it's your work ethic that's going to determine your success.
Jim and I connected through the Wake County Public Schools Connect for Success SHED program, where we partner general contractors with the schools and educators to actually teach kids some hands-on construction-related activities, and we actually put a team together and build a shed.
We've been doing that for 10 years. It's the greatest week of the school year for me, by far. We have a 6-person team. They get 3 days to build what is now a 10 by 12 shed.
He's very proud of having won that 4 times, and it's really his students who have won that 4 times.
These are the best built sheds that anybody can buy, and from that, kids are networking through different contractors, being hired right out of the competition.
Today's workforce needs young, energetic people who are really paying attention to more than just, hey, let's bang the nails together. It's like, how do we make sure that the end product is correct? And safety is a huge part of that.
I think with teenagers, it really is for him about making sure that they understand the need for safety, and that it's not just something that we do in the classroom, but it's something that is done throughout the industry.
Most of the time, if you walk into his shop, he is working with individual students, but he's constantly, you'll see that head rotate. You'll see that head move and look where all students are. You will never see a student doing something unsafe that he hasn't caught it within 1 to 2 seconds and corrected that.
Hey, that can't happen.
He also trains his students so that they can look around at other students and say, hey, you need to fix this before Mr. Burrows comes over and tells you that this is not a safe procedure.
They were standing on the other side of one of these work tables from me, firing a gun, trying to toenail a rafter with a 3/4 inch brad nail. Not the easiest thing in the world to do. They fired it, hit me right in the cheek. And I stopped everybody, pulled them over and said, guys, this is why you have to wear them in the shop. There are projectiles flying around the shop from time to time. It was a good teaching moment, but I use that every single semester. The very first day when I tell them safety glasses are worn in the shop, here's why.
So we have a long-standing relationship with CareerSafe. Moving into district leadership, I knew that CareerSafe was the product we wanted to use. From the district lens, we appreciate CareerSafe because of the user interface, the student experience, as well as the practicality from the teacher's lens on keeping up with progress.
The CareerSafe online curriculum is perfect for high school. The #1 rule in my shop is safety. And you cannot get a broader yet specific education than the CareerSafe OSHA 10-hour. It serves everything. It literally is my first unit, basic safety, but put into a certification, lifelong credential that they have forever. When they have that coming into the shop, I can reference things that they talk about in the OSHA 10-hour as an example of why you don't have a extension cord running across the floor, safety glasses, all the PPE, all that stuff. So having it before they get in the shop puts the emphasis on safety first.
CareerSafe's OSHA 10 is a credential of value because we know those students have been given a general introduction to the possible hazards they may foresee on a job site, and they're ready to go the day they come to work.
When they see that certificate pop up that says OSHA, CareerSafe, 10-hour, they're excited. And when the card comes in the mail and I hand it to them, it's a hard plastic card, it's not some piece of paper, it lends legitimacy to it. I tell the kids, it doesn't matter what career you go into, if you've got some sort of OSHA credential on your resume, that's going to put you head and shoulders above your competition.
As I go out into the workforce, I think that my OSHA 10-hour credential will really help me to both protect my rights as an employee and look out for my coworkers.
It's going to be important for my future. Like I said, working with my dad, keeping myself, but not just myself, but others, safe.
I think that companies are going to respect that I've already got the training and that I've already got a head start over most people. Mr. Burrows has emphasized pretty heavily that companies highly respect those credentials. He's told us about kids that he's had that have gotten jobs just because they've already had the OSHA credentials.
Being named National Safety Educator of the Year is extremely humbling. I love my job. I love reaching kids. I love teaching kids because, like I try to teach my students, everything you do it with excellence, not expecting anything to come from it. But when you're recognized by an organization like CareerSafe and nominated by someone at our central office as the potential National Educator of the Year, it's mind-blowing.
From the impact he makes here at Heritage High School to the impact he makes at the district level in Wake County Public Schools, he's a leader in his classroom.
There's been a couple of moments that have deeply impacted me. My phone rings. It's one of my former students. I said, "What can I do for you?" He said, "Burrows, I did it. I finally passed my licensing exam. I'm a licensed electrician." And he said, "I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. I'll never be able to thank you enough." When you can inspire a kid and you can see that light bulb go off and you can see that twinkle in their eye and they're just like, "I get it now." And they start to find some sort of purpose for their life. There is nothing you can do in this world that can make a bigger impact than that. If I'd have known it was going to be this much fun, I've been doing it my whole life.